Hi everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a great day today. So today we're going to have some fun with making our own vellum. I went online and saw a few videos recently and I thought it'd be something fun to try, and I decided to give it a go this morning, and I did a cardstock. If you see the original, you can see what it did with it. I cut this from each other. This was one picture, and yeah, so it gave it kind of a cool effect. I wouldn't say that it looks vellum, but it feels a little bit different, and it does have a really neat coloring to it now, you know, that it didn't have before. It made everything a little more distinct. So yeah, that's that one. And then let's see, this is out of a notebook paper, and it does, I will say this, it changes the consistency of your paper. It makes it feel vellumy. Let's say that. This is with a cheaper copy paper. It's not the cheapest. It's not like a 20-pound. It's more like, I think it's a 28-pound. Yeah, this one is a 20-pound. Okay. This here is some of that print paper that you buy. It had clouds on it, and I had avocado dyed it, and then I did the vellum on it this morning, and I think it came out kind of neat, and it feels a lot like vellum. I think my favorite though is the heavier copy paper. I think that probably works the best. And then this I tried because I saw a second way to do it. This is with another, oh gosh, what's the word? Somebody help me. Another medium. This is wax. This is done with oils, and this is done with wax. And I used a blue wax, so I'm sure this was a piece of white paper. So you can see it kind of gave it a blue look to it, and it also picked up a little bit underneath what I had underneath, so it has kind of a cool little print. I'm not really sure if you guys can catch that in the picture, but anyway, so we're gonna give this a try and see how it goes together. I'm gonna try a few different pieces of paper. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do. I wanted to do, just for fun, some colored wax, so I went to Walmart and I got some pink and some, you know, beigey, and they smell wonderful, so your paper will smell amazing. And then I pulled out my pellets, and I thought I'd try, I don't know how good it'll work, but I pulled out my pellets to see if I could just kind of go over it and give it a little bit of that frosty, you know, metallic look with the wax. I will say this about the wax one, it's very soft. It feels yeah, it came out really soft. The paper feels cool. So I've got my little iron here, little cheap iron I got off of Amazon, but it works great. Little sucker gets really hot, so I wiped it down real good afterwards, and it came clean pretty well. I think as long as you do it when it's warm, you know, and get all that wax off, it's fine. I know I was concerned, but it seems to be just fine. So I'm gonna try doing some color with my pellets. I have no idea if that's gonna work. I did not do that by myself. So what we need today for this project is some wax, some oil, and all I did was I used vegetable oil. Now I also, just in case, because another video had suggested coconut oil, and I think that's a rather expensive way to try and do this, so I did it with both, and I didn't see any difference. If you do, then, you know, go for it, but I did not see any difference in the way the oils reacted on the paper. So I'm going to use the cheaper version because I don't want to use up my coconut oil. I use that to cook with. So anyway, so all I have is some cotton pads here, little makeup cotton pads. You can use cotton balls. That's what I was using this morning before I ran over to Walmart. I needed to get a few things, so I grabbed these guys. Oh, and then this is an unscented wax candle that I'm also going to use, and this will be clear, you know, because there's no color to it. So yeah, so let's get started. Let's just have some fun playing with this real quick, see what we can make. So I'm going to move my papers over here out of my way. Oh, and you'll need some paper towel, okay? And you know, one of them said a heat tool. Now I tried that as well. I think that would take way too long. So what I did was I dried mine down really well with the paper towel, and then I just let them sit, and they've dried up real good. So I mean, they feel fine now, you know. Just took a little while. And if you look, let me show you, just so you can see the original. This is a print out of the same digital kit, so you can kind of see what the oil did to the paper, because it originally was like that. Okay, so kind of gives you, it did make it, you know, kind of translucent. Okay, which is our goal, right? So yeah, so I'm going to move some of these out of the way, and I think what I'm going to do first is I am going to do a music sheet. I just wanted to see how this would look, because sometimes I buy vellum paper with music notes on it, and I was thinking if I could make my own. I have so many vintage. This is a digi out of my Etsy shop, and I just printed it out of my, you know, off my printer and pulled it up. But I have so many books, and that I could, you know, make a copy of the one I want and just do it that way and save myself some money. So also I've got parchment paper under me here. The lady in one of the videos was using, one of them wasn't using anything. She had a towel next to her. The other one was using paper, not paper, but plastic grocery bags. And she had made sure to mention, make sure your print is on the other side if you're going to use those bags, because it will come up onto your paper, and you don't want that. The oil will dislodge it from the paper, and probably the heat from the iron. So I'm going to go for the oil first and see what happens with my music here. So all you do is you just dip your oil or your cotton into the oil, and you just start wiping it on, smoothing it over. Okay. And it's kind of cool because it does seem to like change the feel of your paper a lot. It's almost like, I was thinking earlier, and I know it sounds funny, but I think it's almost like how it feels when you have the parchment paper or the wax paper, whatever they use at like a fast food place, and you have French fries and the oil seeps through the paper, or potato chips and the oil seeps through the paper, and the paper becomes very crinkly and sounds really cool. Okay, that is what we're doing, basically, I think, personally. If somebody can correct me, that's fine, but I think that's pretty much what we are doing right now. So, it definitely gives you a vellum paper feel. And vellum paper is not always readily available for everybody, and it can be kind of expensive. So I know when I first started, I was like, dang, this stuff's kind of high, you know. I'm going to flip it here and make sure I get it seeped all the way through on the back. As you can see, this is super simple, but it's kind of a cool result. Even if it didn't turn out like vellum, it changes it and makes it look neat. I mean, you know, we're always looking for fun. At least I am always looking for something that looks a little bit different and fun. So you put a paper towel underneath, and then I'm going to put the other one up on top, and I'm just going to rub it a little bit. And then I'm going to take this and kind of run it over the paper, because I found that to dry it a little quicker and more adequately than just pushing it down, personally. So, but you do have to be careful, because you'll crinkle your paper because it'll catch and pull up and stuff. So hold it down nice while you're rubbing it. And flip it over. Make sure that this side is cleaned up. I didn't cut off my borders on this yet, but yeah. Now at this point, you can take a heat tool or a blow dryer, and you could dry the paper yourself. You know, I'm curious to see what would happen. I'm just trying this, I don't know, to see if it'll dry it at all. Maybe. You never know, right? It's heat. This is just one of those little crafting irons. It even has a smiley face, like that. Isn't that cute? Yeah, I don't think it's really doing anything much, but let me see. Oh, actually, yeah, it is helping the drying process. Way cool. Okay, so there you go, guys. That's helping. So you can iron it and make it dry up a little faster. Does seem to be helping a little bit. Anything that helps, right? So there's our first page, and you can see that it's pretty translucent. I mean, it's still yellowed because that's the color of the paper. I did notice, you know, your color stays. So if you want it to be something that comes through and is lighter, you're going to need to use a color that's, you know, white or light enough for it to really be transparent. So there's that one. Now let me see here. I printed out a few, you know what I wanted to do? I had done, these are prints of my blanket, a vintage crocheted blanket that I own. That's the one I use when I do my flip throughs. And I had taken pictures or scanned particular sections of it and made this paper, and I'm thinking about putting it in as a digi. If anybody's interested in it, it would be super cheap as a digital, but it's got some pretty designs on it, you know. So anyway, I printed those out to use, and then I also decided to print out some pretty like little journal type cards and stuff, because I thought it would look cool, you know, just to see the vibrancy of, you know, how it would change the pictures. You know what I mean? So I printed out a few of those, and then let's see. And then I liked these journal cards from Tina. So these are hers too, these little girls. But yeah, I thought these might be pretty with a distinct, you know, look to them. And I'm going to try the oil and the wax and see what happens. So kind of give you guys an idea of I didn't have any idea what to print out until I started playing with it a little bit, and then I was like, okay, I think this would work better, or that would work better, and you know, you kind of start getting a feel for it if you just try a few pages and see what works for you. Oh, and when you're going to do it, make sure you remove your paper towel, okay? Because it's just going to rub all over and get in the way, and yeah, I did that earlier. So just a heads up. So yeah, I thought it might look kind of cool to make these prints of these little girls pretty, you know, stand out a little bit more with the oil. And also, I want to use them maybe on the fronts of pockets or something, and it'll just give them a different look. So even if I weren't going to use it as a vellum paper, I really like the way it draws the color out of the paper. I think that looks really cool. I think it's pretty, so yeah. So how's everybody's day going? What are you working on today? Anything exciting that I should know about? I love hearing about projects everybody's working on, because then I can try it myself, you know. I want to learn from you guys too. I mean that. I really do, because there's so many of you out there that are such wonderful artists, and you can do so many things that I would love to learn and grow in. I was looking today at videos on mixed media and, you know, all kinds of stuff, because I really want to see how it'll skip on you. You got to hold it better. No, I really want to learn how to do different things with different forms of art, or different form of art. All the mediums I think are so fun, and I love paint, of course. And you know, Pam works with, and I have them, I just haven't really used them too much, but she does the gelato sticks, and you can get some really cool effects with those. I haven't really done too much with them. I might come on and do a video just having some fun playing with them to see what we can create. I think you gotta work with them enough to kind of get a feel for them. So okay, I'm gonna grab real quick here. I want to see something. Yeah, so see how it's not translucent, it's not see-through. I mean, because the pictures were pretty solid, but look at the way that it makes the color stand out. So for me, even just that kind of getting that look, it's worth it. I like that. I like it. That's why I said it's vellum-y. Everybody was calling it vellum, and I'm like, well, it's not technically, it's not really vellum. Exactly. I mean, it does change its structure a little bit and make it feel a little different. And it's closer to vellum than, you know. But it is still going to be thicker because it's, you know, whatever weight your paper is, it's going to be thicker. And if you try it on old book pages, which I can do that for you. I saw another person do that, and it did not work. The paper kind of soaked up the oil, and it didn't really do anything for it, but soak up the oil. So, yeah. I mean, I can do one if you'd like, and I mean, maybe I will so you can see, because I have some old books, but let's see here. So there's that one. Oh, I do like that. I like the color. I think that it brought vibrancy to it. Now, once it dries, it'll, you know, it'll be really pretty. So these will be like something I'll use for pockets, or to decorate pockets with, or to even make journaling cards, you know, the fronts of them and stuff. So yeah, I like that. Now let's try, let's do the wax, and I'll show you how it works. Let's do one of these. I'm gonna wipe my surface up. Oops, I moved my paper. I've got it taped down, but I still, well, I told you guys, clumsy. A little bit. Let me see here. I want to play with the wax a little bit more, because I only did one of those earlier, that blue one, and yeah, this is interesting. And let's try, well, let's do the white first because of the color on here. I don't want to mess this up. On a blank piece of paper. Oh, you know what it'll look cool on too, I bet. We'll try a coffee dyed piece of paper. That'll be fun. So you just rub your wax on here, and you begin to just rub it around and do like this. And as you do it, just spread it out, you know, and if you miss a spot, just come back and rub around. Put a little more on. That's how she was doing it. And it really does make your paper feel cool. Now these are going to be little cards, so I won't, my cord isn't very long. I apologize, so it's kind of coming in the picture, but I'm right-handed and I need to be using my right hand. Anyway, she was showing that, you know, it just is a matter of getting your wax spread evenly, and this is making the pictures look really cool. So it's kind of the same look though with the oil or the wax. I think, you know, it just depends, you know, which one you prefer. You're getting approximately the same effect. And this candle cost like $2 at Walmart. So did these. They were all on sale at my Walmart. I don't know if they are at yours, but yeah. So, you know, or you just use a candle out of your drawer. I mean, my goodness, you know, what's great about something like this is it is a DIY, and it's totally use what you've got. Don't go out and spend a bunch of money and all that stuff, you know. I went and got these because I really didn't have, the only candles I had were for my pellets, and I didn't want to use up all my my tea, you know, candles. And so I went ahead and went and got some just for that purpose, because I really wanted to do some more with the wax. I thought it looked like fun, and when I tried it, I thought, okay, this is cool. Yeah, so there we go. Okay, let's see it. And of course, behind the scenes here, you know, I got wax on my shirt. Because what video wouldn't be a video? It wouldn't be Tara's video if I didn't get something on me, or, you know, do something. So, and the good part is, like I said, if it's not even, you can just come back over, even that out, okay? Looks like I missed a little spot right here, so I'm just going to grab a little more and dab it on right there. Let me see here. Okay. So yeah, there you go. So now you have, and as it dries, you can wipe it with a paper towel, but I mean, it's drying immediately, like, you know, wax does, and it makes your paper feel really kind of thick Now the wax does feed through the paper, and it's a little bit rigid in the back because of my paper here. So I'm gonna go ahead and smooth that down just lightly. I'm not going over it heavy because I don't want to cause the wax on the other side to do the same thing, okay? So yeah, but that is vellum with wax. I don't know, what do you think? What do you think, guys? It's sure made. Let's look at another picture from the same digital kit so you can see the coloring. It sure made everything like distinct, you know, even if it didn't make it transparent, it made it distinct. Now I think, personally, I think I like the feel of the oiled paper more. This is soft, okay, it feels cool, but it does kind of have a wax feel to it in spots, not everywhere. So I'm just throwing that out there, okay? And I do want to try this with you guys. Let me get a blank piece of paper, okay? And so what I was gonna do was I was gonna go over it with the white wax first, okay? Oh, I'm so dingy. Did you see that? I'm loving it. Yeah, that's me. I'm telling you. That's why I was worried about coming on camera. Stuff like that. So what I was going to do was I was going to do the clear on it, and then I was going to come back with some of the pellet and just see if you can make a design with it or something, make it kind of look a little bit abstract or whatever. You know, thought it'd be fun. Give it a try, right? I'm right-handed, so it's muscle memory. I automatically was using my right hand to iron. That's what it was. I'm not really that dingy. Oh, goodness. You guys are definitely going to get to see the real me. I can't help but be me. It's just, I try to be on my best behavior, but, you know, it doesn't always work. Anybody else out there like me? I hope I'm not alone. Okay. Here we go. So now, with, as you can see, with the clear paper, or with the white paper, you do get, I guess, probably more of that vellum look. And it does feel really, it feels really cool, you know. But it is wax, so it's wax. You can tell it's got a coating of something on it. Now, I'm going to have a little bit of fun here, just for giggles. Let's do a blue, okay? Let's just, I'm just going to lay it out on there because why not, right? I'm melting it. I'm just pressing into it. There we go. Probably if I do it from a clean sheet, then again, it's kind of spreading a little bit neat. Let's see. And I've got those cheap placemats underneath me, but just so you know, it is warping it, so be careful. Use it on your glass mat or, you know, a surface that it's not going to damage it. That placemat is so cheap, I don't care. But if it were, you know, like your wood desk, try not to do it on there. You know, something that's going to be damaged by this heat. Okay? Let's see. Did it give it any kind of... It didn't... I mean, there's a little bit of a frosty look to it, but, you know, nothing major. I'm not that impressed, so I don't know if it's because I did it on top of the other candle wax. I'm not sure, but I mean, it just gave it kind of a blue tinge, and that was about it. So I did my experiment on that. Now I did want to try and see if that whole blue coloring was a fluke or if I actually was onto something and that the wax would turn it a color. I mean, it did, you know, but I'm saying, like, if it would do it with any of them, you know what I mean? Okay, I don't even, this is not letting me open. Here we go. I don't use these very often, can you tell? There we go, finally. Okay, I just want one of them. Set that aside. Bring in another piece of the white paper. This time I'm not going to use the clear. I'm going to just use the pink. Now it does smell heavenly. This is the Mystic, if you Better Homes and Gardens. Oops, there's still blue wax on my iron. Let me wipe that off here. Gotta wipe it off or it'll get mixed in. Look at that, I messed it up already. See, it just wipes right off while it's hot, so you're good to go. But make sure and get it off this bottom little piece down here at the bottom of your iron, okay? All right, so here we go. We're gonna do pink. Doesn't look like it's pink. It just looks like normal. Maybe it's too light. Maybe that's why. But oh, does it smell good? Seriously. Making my house smell yummy. Oops, a hair. Let me grab that. Okay. Oops. And be super careful, you know, not to burn yourselves if you try this method. Don't want anybody getting blisters, okay? Including me. If your piece of wax is too small, hold it between some tweezers or something. Pair of tongs or something like that. So yeah, that's not doing anything with the color, but it is making my house smell absolutely divine. Just a heads up. So wanted to let you know. So blue definitely picks up on the paper, but this lighter pink does not. I was just thinking, I was looking in my box there at the pink and thinking, I bet that'd show up. Let's give that a try for fun, huh? Let's see. Oh, come on now. Come out. Let's see if we can. Oops. I'm going to smush it. Get it nice and hot. There we go. Well, not anything too exciting. It did turn it pink though. That's good. Probably if I wanted to, you know, really play with it and layer it, you know, it might give me something cool, but I gotta be honest, I am not as impressed with the waxing method as I am with the oil. So, at least for me, for my, you know, because if you put, you know, you put too much of it on, it's like I said, it's coming through. It's very, the paper feels very soft, but it also feels, you know, like wax. Look at that. So, you know, you guys decide what you think. For me, I will probably stick with the oil method, but I wanted to make sure and try both and give you guys, you know, both options. And let me see, where am I at for time? I think we're probably doing pretty good. Oh, I can't see my little clock because my phone sometimes doesn't show it. So, sorry. I'm gonna do a couple more just for fun. I wanted to see how these would do, these two pictures. I'm not really worried about these guys, but I did want to try it because I like these pictures and I wanted to use them in something. So yeah, we're gonna just go back to painting on the oil here with our cotton ball. I like, I wasn't sure, I thought maybe the wax, I got excited about it because I thought, oh, the wax, you know, that'll probably work really good. I'm glad I bought the cheapest I could find on the candles because I can use these for scent in my house. I used to sell what's known as Gold Canyon candles. They're made here in Arizona. So I own a really cool, you know, scent, a couple of them where you turn them on and, you know, they scent up the room. I can't think of what they're called right now. Anyway, yes, I did used to sell them, but it's been a long time. Anyway, infusers or whatever. So I can use those, but this I probably will use as an emergency candle. What's left of it. because I definitely like this method better. Even if it didn't give me total vellum paper, I have some vellum right here. Let me grab it real quick, just in case. When I first started doing this, honestly, I didn't really know what was vellum paper. I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't know from using it for anything, of course. So this is vellum. And in case anybody that's watching is newer and doesn't really know for sure. And I guess, you know, I guess it did give you that vellum look. Yeah. It definitely changes your paper and gives you a cool feel. Now mine's thinner than this, of course. Look at oil got on it that fast just from rubbing across the page. But yeah, so this is real vellum. I wonder what oil would do to real vellum. Ooh, it makes it totally transparent. Check that out, girls. And guys, if there's any guys watching. Let's see. Ooh. We're gonna get see-through vellum. I don't know why I'm doing it. I just thought it'd be fun. Since I had oil on it, I thought might as well finish it off, right? Get it all, oopsie. See, if you don't hold it down correctly and you get moving too fast, I tend to do that. I get ahead of myself and I get excited about stuff. Yeah, so if you want your vellum to be like clear, your real vellum, you could use oil on it to really make it, you know, totally transparent almost. Wipe it down real good. I wonder if it'll stay that way once it dries. No, I don't think it will. I think it goes back to its original state. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of going back to what it originally looks like. That's funny. Well, another experiment. We know, we know. Comes a little clearer, but not really that much. Now I'm going to lay this out before I end up messing that paper towel up. Use this one. See, I wanted to use these pictures and see how distinct the oil made the ink look. And it's not making my ink run, if anybody's curious about that. So far, so good. I have it, and I use an inkjet printer. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like that. So anyway, that's our video for today. I hope you guys had fun. I hope that you learned something. I know I did. I learned to, you know, not use up my pellets for a wasted project. No, I'm kidding. I learned that vellum does not get vellumier if you use oil on it. It just kind of gets cool looking, but not really. I mean, a little bit, I guess. A little bit. And I learned that I like wax better than, I like oil better than wax for my creating my own vellum. And I learned that if it doesn't make it completely clear, it does give it a really nice effect where I can use it for other projects, and it definitely gives it a distinct color. So these are going to look really nice on a journal card. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for spending time with me, and I will see you all tomorrow.